We are here on the red carpet for the theatrical premiere of award-winning director Kenneth Mader's character-driven time travel thriller, Displacement. We know you've worked for many years in this industry. What made you come into this particular independent film?
Well, Susie Blakely called me, and I said, okay, let me read the script and let me meet Ken. And they had been shooting for a long time, but they shot it in such piecemeal that Ken put the pieces all together, had them in his head long before that. But that's how I got in, through Susie, who we've known each other many years, played husband and wife in a few movies over the years.
Now, as younger people are coming into this business, and the business has changed since you started,
Yes.
Do you have any words of advice for these folks that are stepping in this day and age?
Be able to take rejection, because that's always with the business, and make sure you take care of the meat and potatoes first. You know, the dream of having this business pay for things is a dream for most people. So it's really great to be able to have a job to take care of putting a roof over your head and feeding your family and everything else that comes with it. I know it's very difficult, especially when you have the passion to do it. But make sure those things are taken care of so you're not shipwrecked.
Now that you've worked on the movie, if you had the chance to time travel, would you
Yes.
time travel?
Oh yeah, I would. I'd go back and, anybody who says they don't have regrets is not telling the truth. I mean, there's certain, I'd like to go back to lunch with Sue Mengers again.
We're here with Susan Blakely, and Susan, the first thing we heard from Bruce was he got involved with this film because of you. How did you get involved with this film?
I got involved because of Sarah Douglas, who recommended me. So it's very interesting how that works out.
A lot of people are supporting independent film these days. You're a supporter. Why? Why independent film?
Well, because I think that when you think about the reason any of us are in it, for our passion, for just the thrill of doing it, the fun. And I so respect filmmakers because what they have to go through, if they don't go through a big studio or anything, oh my God, they're just like, it's like, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed that Ken can do this and he's not like 25, because it's a lot of work, and I'm very proud of him. I think he's done a great job of the film and also getting it out.
And this is a personal story for Ken, and you played probably the most personal role. Without giving away the story, did you and Ken have any moments as you played this important part in the film?
Not so much during the film, but when I met him before the film and he talked to me about it, it really touched me. And I thought it was such an interesting idea to do this thing where people have regrets of people they miss. And my mother had passed away a couple of years ago, and she'd stay with me the last 10 years of her life. And I miss her every day, and I always think how much, it just comes up all the time because she was living right there, and I would think, I wish I could ask her this, or I wish I could ask them that, and when someone's gone, they're gone forever. So I think this film appeals to all of us in that desire that we have to reconnect.
And as people see this film, do you think people of all walks of life will be touched? Is it a film for everybody or just the sci-fi lover?
Well, I think because of the personal story, absolutely, because I'm not somebody who's into enough of the sci-fi things. So I think that, but I mean, it's like we think back of Ray Bradbury, who always wrote. There's certain writers who could do a story and it always touched you in some way or the other, or moved you in a way that you identified with. And I think that's what this film has.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character Cassie in Displacement?
Yeah, she's a quantum physicist, and she strong-willed, a bit hard-headed. She just is fighting for the loves in her life that she's lost, and I love Cassie. I fell in love with her throughout the couple years that we shot it. So she's fun. She's smart, and hopefully makes the right decisions. Watch the movie, I'll see.
And so now you're on The Bold and the Beautiful as Sally Spectra. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, it's been great. The cast is wonderful. It's a family that I'm so blessed to be a part of, and I love Sally. She's fun, she's feisty, she's sassy, but she's got a heart of gold. So I really enjoy playing her.
Can you speak to some of the science in Displacement?
Yeah, a little. I mean, I always liked science growing up, and I love Einstein. In fact, when I got the script and I'm like reading it, I'm like, I had a special draw to it because of that. I definitely was like researching, entanglement fields and all that stuff as I was filming it, so I wasn't just speaking gobbledygook and not knowing what the heck I was saying. I get the gist and the basics of it, which I wanted to, because I didn't want to just play something and not know.
What was it like working with Kenneth Mader?
It was great. He's wonderful. He's a hard worker. He's very, very dedicated, and he's a go-getter. And so it was nice to work with somebody who it was like, you're taken care of, the movie's taken care of, that like no matter what, it's going to get done, and it's going to get done the right way, which sometimes doesn't always happen. It's like, okay, we just need to finish it, but quality was super important. And so the film looks beautiful aesthetically, it's gorgeous, and he's great, and he's smart, and his heart's in it, and I like working with people that are dedicated and proud and persevere in what they really truly want, what their heart wants. So he's a great guy.
What went into putting this film together? What was the timeline?
It was a long process. It took 4 years from the first day of shooting to today. It was about 2+ years to get it in the can, and then another 6 to 8 months of post after that, and then we were in the festival circuit for pretty much the entirety of 2016, and had a great festival run. We won a bunch of awards, and we're all over the country with it, so that was a lot of fun. And then we started the distribution process toward the end of 2016.
And this has a personal element. You are the writer. You also really took this film from conception to end, and you dedicated it to your mother. Could you tell us a little bit about that story?
Sure. Yeah, it was interesting because when my mom actually got ill with cancer in 2009, and I had already started the beginning process of writing the script and just kind of coming up with notions for the story, and but the experience of that, and when she got ill, she actually wanted to go see the ocean one last time. And so we were like, yeah, fine, no problem. We'll go, next weekend. We'll take you and we'll go. And by next weekend, it had advanced so fast. She was stage 4, and she just couldn't go. So dealing with that life experience was what really inspired me to write kind of the core, the heart of the script, the heart of the story. And so that is basically what my lead character is dealing with, is this guilt about not being able to get her mom to the ocean one last time, and everything sprung from there.
Tell us about the actress that you chose to play that strong female lead.
Oh yeah, Courtney Hope. Courtney's great. I've actually known Courtney since she was like 15 years old. When her and her family first moved here, I helped her do her first demo reel. And she was already doing great back then. She was already guest starring on TV shows. She's a really, really solid talent. She's just a very, very talented girl. And so back then I knew I had to work with this girl, right? So I had to cast her in something. It took 9 years before finding the right project for her. But I reached out to her right after I cast Sarah Douglas and needed my Cassie. And I reached out to her, and she loved the script, and she also got the quantum physics as well. So that's always a bonus, that she's a really smart girl too. So she got the science in it, which was helpful because obviously the girl's supposed to be a physicist. So, but Courtney is fantastic, and what I really love that she brought to the role was her level of emotional intensity. She has this ability to go to really extreme depths emotionally and make it totally honest in the moment and totally real.
Now, we know you've worked with a lot of charities, Special Olympics, and you're very, I think, someone who helps with the community. What made you get involved with the independent film community and come out to an event like this?
Because I know how hard it is to be, making a movie, and then I love to support independent movies. It's my job to support all the filmmakers, and especially when they're like small movies or like independent, and then small movies become a really big movie, so you never know.
Okay, one question for you before you see the film. If you could time travel, would you go back in time?
Yes, I think so.
We'll check back with you after the film. Thanks, Isabella.
Thank you.
If people want to check out Displacement, where can they find it?
Well, it is playing now at the Lemley Monica, now through May 4th. And then in Chicago, if you're in Chicago, at the Logan Theater, May 12th through the 18th. And on Google Play, iTunes, and Amazon Prime, and on DVD next month.